Hello everyone! Haha! Today I have the great privilege of sitting here and talking to you about things I like. Taika Waititi is a fucking hero. He is humble yet accomplished. He's got a real outsider status. He has, I think, visible and grand ambition and a real want to express himself. But the way that he reveals these traits is in subtle and I think very endearing ways. On the TED stage in 2010, ostensibly invited off the back of his successful and critically acclaimed indie film Boy, rather than speak about the film, he mostly shuns that opportunity, instead choosing to be himself.
Yeah, I made a movie. Yeah, a good movie, but that's, yeah. You're wasting my time by clapping. Okay, so, to stand out, I would have thought I would have had to invent movies, to be the first filmmaker ever. So I had a freak out. I don't know what to talk about. At the moment, I happen to be a filmmaker, but it's not my job. It's just, my job is to express myself and to share my ideas and my point of view. It happens to be that I'm using filmmaking right now.
So it's a bit retrospective to look at a 7-year-old speaking event, but I do take a couple of things out of it. Firstly, Taika sees himself as more than the sum of his words. But I think secondly, and more interestingly, he reveals the confidence that he has in his own potential. His films to date are not worth the airtime, they're not worth talking about. All they are is simply the best films that he's made so far. And, spoiler, we do know he goes on to do bigger and maybe better things. But as I'm sure you'll be very surprised to hear, I'm not here today to speak to you about Taika Waititi. I want to speak to you about a video essay on YouTube that I think is just wonderful.
Taika Waititi is a New Zealander native known for his distinct directorial style, which offers a unique break from the usual Hollywood film.
So, who am I? Well, I kind of don't really know that myself often.
He says of his work, "I want to explore the painful comedy of growing up and interpreting the world. I believe that despite our faults and inadequacies, through all pain and heartache, there is still room to laugh." New Zealand cinema has a fairly distinct style of comedy. It has been described by Waititi as polite, more subtle than obvious, and comedy of the mundane, often exploring the darker side of humour in areas such as family dysfunction. Waititi's style is based on the premise that playing out extreme or unusual characters in the straightest of ways is what makes deadpan serious so funny.
The first thing that took me by surprise was the female narrator. She of course has a name, it's Africa Hendley. She also edited and wrote the essay. I want to labour that point for a moment. Outside of some very specific creators like the wonderful Lindsay Ellis, the solo creator, film critique and analysis YouTube environment is a very male-dominated one. It was a lovely breath of fresh air, I just wish it didn't have to be. So yes, the video is well presented and well put together, but what really grabs me and keeps me coming back is how poignant and moving the analysis is. I've come back to this maybe 5 or 6 times, and each time it brings me to the verge of tears.
Taika's stories are profound, but never pretentiously so. They are awkward yet endearing, they are heartwarming and at the same time heartbreaking, and that is what makes them thoroughly honest, a reflection of the tragedy and comedy of life, and an acknowledgement that these are both important in understanding what makes us human. Perfectly articulated, Taika Waititi doesn't paint the picture. He gently dumps audiences in a seat just off-center and brushes away the blur.
It's really a wonderful celebration of Waititi and his work, and I think probably a great place to start if you're wondering why the hell everyone's frothing about this guy lately. It is it's a beautiful short film. I hope that the creator continues to create and put things out into the world. I say that because the channel doesn't have many videos and the release schedule is quite sporadic. We need more, honestly, female voices, different voices. So I guess I will throw the link in the description below or on screen here. I think we have the technology. Go and watch that now, please. I'll wait. And I guess if you do, it means I don't have to finish this video correctly.